But there will come a point where no job is needed. You can have a job if you want to have a job for sort of personal satisfaction, but the AI will be able to do everything. So I don't know if that makes people comfortable or uncomfortable. The AI destroys the world in like 2029, by the way. So it's like
on track.
Yeah,
Really close.
it's pretty close.
We've lost the control over the world. It's now there's a higher life form that lives amongst us.
Yeah.
That we've created.
Social change is due on this continent. Social change is coming whether you like it or not. Social change is coming whether you are prepared for it or not. And technocracy is the means by which you can prepare yourself so that you can decide whether you want science or chaos.
So what is technocracy? Well, technocracy is not a new idea. It's actually really old. It's been around a long time, and I wish I'd have known about this sooner. Now a lot of things are starting to make sense that were really confusing for the last, 10, 12 years, to be honest with you. But anyway, technocracy was something that was started by a man named Howard Scott, okay? And he founded it in 1933, okay? And Howard Scott was a very intelligent man, an engineer, and his idea is that engineers should run society. And he used radio to kind of get the message out there. He had a technical alliance at the Columbia University. They set up shop in Canada to design and to map out the North America for the 10-8, which was they needed to create a map. They needed to figure out exactly where the resources were in all of North of America, from Greenland all the way down to Panama. Now, that's going to already sound familiar to you.
I have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security, and I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
These things were dreamt up by a handful of extremely intelligent men who were engineers, and they had a whole plan. And the idea is that it would be basically like a communist society where everybody would get a basic standard income. It would be so far left that it would make communism seem bourgeois, as he said.
Now, as far as technocracy's ideas are concerned, we're so far left that we make communism look bourgeois.
But in all actuality, if you were an engineer, you were somebody who gave it to society to a certain extent, you got special privileges that the other people didn't get. So actually, we're talking about a meritocracy, which also sounds really familiar.
It's going to be based on merit. It's going to be very strong.
But the truth is that when he had his radio show in the 30s and 40s, there were times when he would have public forums, and they would call in and ask him the details of some of this stuff because people were really interested in what was going on. You got to understand, the Great Depression was going on at this time. And people were starving. They were standing in the streets. They were waiting for rations. And the American dream was the American nightmare at that point. And so people were kind of ready for a change. So it kind of got a little bit of traction. But then the New Deal came. And when the New Deal came, the political atmosphere, that was enough to draw people away from it, which I guess would be a good thing in all actuality if you really think about it. But these people, they are still in operation today. They are open technocrats around the world today, including the new Prime Minister of Canada, who was just put into place there, 3 or 4 days ago.
So I said that again just now. Are you not going to speak with President Trump until he cuts out this 51st state talk?
No. I look forward to speaking with President Trump. Just to be clear, we respect the United States. We respect President Trump. President Trump is has put some very important issues at the top of his agenda. We understand his agenda. We understand.
So this is not just an old idea. This is a current idea. And a technocracy would mean that your Constitution is gone. A technocracy would mean that the United States, as the nation that was founded, that we all seek to protect and to look over and to keep order of, and that we're so concerned with the way that it's going, that very entity would be gone. There would be no need for politicians or presidents or any of that stuff. And the original idea of technocracy was engineers would run these things. But I'm not so sure, me personally, I am not so sure that there were things that they just didn't expect to happen. There was a man named Joshua M. Handelman who helped Howard Scott in Saskatchewan, Canada. I believe that he was actually born in Minnesota, if I'm correct, but ended up in Canada, a huge technocrat. He really loved the movement, and this man also happens to be the grandfather of none other than Elon Musk. He died when Elon Musk was 2. But it's interesting because if we look at what Elon Musk is talking about, this is all right in line with the things that they wanted to accomplish in the society that they wanted to create. Because that's what we're talking about doing here, folks. We're talking about creating a different society, a different way of doing things, to basically reset everything. Erase the board, let's start new, let's put new people in power, let's add new laws. But the thing they weren't counting on was the thing called AI. And artificial intelligence, since it is manifested, has created an opportunity for technocracy to excel far beyond any of the societies that we have on Earth right now. And it's really scary because
by the time these lawsuits are decided, we'll have digital God. So ask digital God at that point.
It's true. You could go in there and you can gut the American governments. You can gut Canada. You can gut the United States. You can even gut the governments of Mexico. And you can institute artificial intelligence to do those jobs. And if we look at the work of Doge, we see that that's already kind of going on. He's already got chatbots set over some of these things.
With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
Oh, that high vis, though. He's already ready for work.